Hi, Elizabeth. Obviously did a good job to get back to 2-2, but then, the last 40 minutes, Spain, it really felt that they sort of stepped it up a gear. I don't know if as you as coach watching on, if you feel in that 40 minutes your team could have done more, if when, the speed of movement, the passing, the quality they have, if it's kind of just one of those things and you can't really sort of live with it when they sort of turn it up a few gears in those final stages.
Yeah, I agree with you that we play really disciplined and with good belief for a big part of the game, but the last 40 minutes I think I'm really focused on 3 minutes after we score the 2-2 goal. That's the most crucial part of the game, where they score the third goal directly. I think if we would have managed to push through 10 minutes after that goal, then we would have gained energy and could have played compact and disciplined in a different way. As soon as they score the 3-2, then we also know that we have to push for the third goal. Pushing for a third, for the third time getting back to into a game against Spain is, I can really tell you, really difficult mentally, I think, for my players. And it took, I think the game died in 10-15 minutes maybe. We were also pushing up to a different system, trying to get that third goal in, both when it's 3-2 and 4-2, because the belief is still there that we can get into the game. As soon as it's 4-2, I think the belief starts to fade away a little bit from my players. 5-2, I start to think about goal difference, because there is a game played tonight that can change our chances in the group. We don't know. And yeah, it was challenging, to be honest, to stand there on the sideline at one moment pushing up to a different system and pressuring to score a goal, to then think completely differently. You want to go back down to keep the numbers down, because that can affect our results in the end of the night. But Spain is an extremely good team. I think they have become so much more efficient the last 1.5 years. They're so good at making good decisions around the box, and if you give them a little bit of room to shoot or take that extra pass into the box for a better chance, then they use it.
Yes, next question, please. Yeah, Hermine.
Hi, Coach. Set pieces in defense, I guess you talked about it a lot, but especially the 2-1 from Spain, Paredes. She could score quite freely, and it seemed like there was some kind of misunderstanding. I think Janice, who was going to guard her. Did we see that correct? And how was the explanation?
Yeah, there was a misunderstanding in that corner, and yeah, I get extra disappointed that we lose some momentum in the game because of our set piece, because I really want to believe that we can be extremely strong in those moments, and we have been in the previous game. So that moment is maybe my most or biggest disappointment moment through the game. And in halftime, I just saw the faces of my players. They were involved. They were really disappointed and hurt, and really, I felt sorry for the whole team because of the situation. But that's, my players have freedom to make mistakes, also trying to be their best, and I don't blame them in the moment. We have to look at it and see how we can do it better in the future.
Yes, Dirk. Dirk, the one with the glasses, yeah.
Thank you. Coach, you and my colleague mentioned the moment in between our second and the third goal of Spain. What went wrong in that moment of time?
It's really difficult for me to give a good answer to that right now. I can imagine, like, when you... first and foremost, I'm really proud of my team coming into the game the way they did, because I know 100% sure that they had the belief that I was looking for. They believed in the game plan, and I think the game plan was good. We knew that they would have the ball 70-80% of the time. That's what Spain has against 80% of the the teams in the world. And we knew that we wouldn't overnight suddenly have a 50% possession. We had the ball, those percentages that we had, and we had a really good plan of what we wanted to do with it, and we used it well. And I could see the execution from our players in a different way towards the Italy game. It was more intensity, it was better mentality, better believe in themselves in 1v1 situations. So, yeah, it is just really difficult to know what goes on in the heads of players. There are 11 players running out on the field, and you're chasing a goal twice. You score that second goal. Also, you know how it is. You wait for the moment of VAR where the referees are deciding if it's a goal or not. So I think maybe that was a little bit of a switch-off moment. In Spain, it's just they have every cleverness and skills that you want in 11 players on a football field, and if you give them room to get you resting, then they will get there.
Are you suggesting that what went wrong was in the head of the players?
I think it's always like that. If you score a goal or you let in a goal, that there is a moment where it's just the game stops. You're walking back, something is going on, and then the game starts again. And I don't think it's in the head of the players, it's in the head of all of us that it's really difficult to chase a team like Spain. I will never blame my players or anything. You will not catch me doing that. It's just a team sport, and we were really pushing for each other. I think the players supported each other extremely well today, believed in each other, worked hard for each other, and they had really good focus on what we wanted today, not what could take away what we wanted today.
Ja, Bart.
Hi, Coach. By the time our articles will be printed, we will know whether you will be still in the tournament. My question is, do you have the feeling that Belgium has showed their ability on this level in this tournament in those first two games? And if not, what is the reason why that didn't happen?
Yeah, I said to my players this morning when talking to them that for me, improvement and belief in ourselves is so much more important than numbers and results, because this isn't about only today. This is also about the future of the Belgian team. And when I was hired to coach the team, then it was about more than only leading the team through the Euros. It's about finding a way to build a Belgian team that can compete regularly against top teams in Europe and do that well with a good plan, with a good belief, and of course get good results. And I've only been here for 5 months, and those 5 months have been intensive. They've been extremely fun for me, and I've learned so much. I know I have a lot more to learn, and my players have as well. But I really know and feel, and I know they feel the same, that we are going into the right direction towards that.
Philip O'Connor from the Reuters news agency, coach, just sitting here, yeah. I wanted to ask you, you said that your players believed 100% in the game plan, as did you. Tactically, how do you beat a team like Spain? Do you have to pick your poison and concede some things to them? What do you do to contain them?
Yeah, we chose to defend in so-called corridor defending, where you never chase the Spanish players from one corridor to another, because I think if you do that, you end up in a bit of a shit show. And the rotation system is, I don't know, I'm guessing now. I don't think it's planned on a whiteboard. I think it's read by the players. They understand the game on a different level compared with most other players we're going to see in this tournament. Many of them play together in a club team as well. And when you're going to defend against them, I think you really need to believe in yourself in a 1v1 situation. You need to trust the players around you, to your left, to your right, behind you, in front of you, to execute their action so you can do yours. And it's going to break every once in a while, but blocking shots is extremely important. Not selling yourself, it's extremely important. And I think my players do that through, I would say, 80 minutes out of 90. I think we do that extremely well. They're in for the duels. They're working for each other, and it's amazing to see. It's always going to break at some point, and you need goals if you're going to beat them. To do that, I think you need to wait for the moments where you win the ball, because you do. They always give away balls every game they play because they take risks on the ball. They also take risks in the counter pressure, which means if you break the first moment of the counter pressure, you get free 1v1, 2v1, 2v2. And if you have the speed, the power, and the will, and the confidence, and the eagerness to score, you have that edge, you will score. That's why we scored today. I also told Justine van Havermaet a few weeks ago, you're 187, you haven't scored for, I don't know what, 3 years. It's time for you to start scoring, and you should score every second game you play. Now she scored 3 goals since I came, and that's not about me. It's about her ability. It's about what she can do, and it's about us building a system around it that the players believe in, good execution of a serve, and then her using her ability. And yeah, that was our plan. Our plan was never to let in 6 goals, but it was to score and keep a 0 and push through to win the game, and it wasn't enough.
Hi, Coach. You just said that today, well, it was not just about today, it was also about the future of the Belgian national team. Do you feel that you can be happy after the 2 games that we've seen so far on this big stage?
So we have 1 game left of the tournament, and I think it's an important game for us, no matter what, for improvement. But to be honest, I walked into the locker room today and I really wanted to cry, because emotionally it was difficult, because I really believed in what we were doing, and I loved seeing my players give everything they had. I really think we gave them a game for, at least 60 minutes, a really good game. Happy. I'm going to be happy with a lot of things, but I think it's going to take some time to get to the point where I see it. But I'm proud of them, and I know we are improving, and I really need to look at within what areas we are improving and where we can improve, because when I have my players in a conference room or in the locker room or out on a football field together, I see in their eyes that they want a lot more than they are giving today. And for me, that's the most important ingredients is that you need. And I'm extremely ambitious. I would never have taken on this job if I wouldn't have believed that the Red Flames could be a top nation in Europe, and I will push for us to get there, and I know we can get there.
Yes, last question. Oh, yeah.
Hi, you mentioned your first goal there, but also your second goal. You played that move a few times, getting Eulings in behind Paredes. Was that a planned move? And do you take pride from the fact you created chances and scored goals today? Or is there frustration that you didn't do that in the first match?
Of course, there was a frustration that we didn't have that intensity and that eagerness and that edge in the final third against Italy. Definitely, we are not happy with that. And yeah, we're probably going to analyze and talk about that after the tournament. We didn't have time to do that before the game against Spain too much, because we knew that we just had to find our edge directly within a few days. And yes, we spoke about that moment, because I think that is a weakness in the Spain team. It's not a weakness because they're individually weak. It's just the way that they decide to play football. So those moments are going to open up, and if you have a good plan, how you're going to counterattack against them. And we spoke a lot about the system of VAR to always have the benefit of the doubt, that rather have it a little bit close to offside than not, because the camera box is going to tell you if it is or not. And you could see that in 3-4 moments today that we were really, really close, and we also scored the 3rd goal and it was offside, so that was a part of the plan also. I showed them 2 different VAR pictures, and I said I really want my players to be there where the referees are looking at a shoulder or a finger or a nail or I don't know what, just that you're pushing through in your maximum runs, because you need that behind Spain. It worked out in some moments, but like I said, not good enough to beat Spain, but hopefully we will get there in the future.
Okay, last question.
Sorry, question. If you could pull one magic string to improve the level of Belgian players? Would it be improve the Belgian league? Would it be in the structure of the federation? What would be the best way to enhance the performances on this level in a short period of time?
Yeah, now I think you're asking me a question that I'm not going to answer here, because I think that's a question to take in a conference room at Proximus Space Camp first with the federation, and then maybe we will talk about that in media later.
Okay, thank you very much.